Welcome. Well, you're at home with Jim and Joy, and you are an important part of our EWTN family. And we're delighted that you've welcomed us into your home. Now, today we want to hear from you, so send us an email with your question or your comment to jimandjoy@ewtn.com. Well, today we have two lovely ladies with us, Kristen Bird and Peggy Jones, and they're with a beautiful organization called the Diocesan Rosary Congresses. You could go to their website, rosarycongressusa.org. And if you caught our show on Monday where we were celebrating the Feast of Our Lady of Fatima, and these ladies are going to talk to you about their beautiful ministry, how it came to the United States, and the impact that it's having on dioceses who participate in the Rosary Congress.
It was really an amazing thing because we had John Price from Fatima Family Apostolate on for a few minutes sharing about lasting lessons of Our Lady of Fatima. And if I remember correctly, he was saying how the children were instructed how to be reverent in adoring the Lord in the Most Holy Eucharist and in receiving the Holy Eucharist, to receive reverently and in belief and in faith and soberly and with love and dignity. And then he said, and the other lasting lesson, one of the other lasting lessons is to pray the Rosary every day. So pray the Rosary every day. And we're praying for peace, we're praying for life, marriage, and the family. But Our Lady said, pray the Rosary every day. And don't bring offense to our Lord through the way you receive the Eucharist. And see what a word for us Catholic people. And the Rosary Congresses, Diocesan Rosary Congresses, really those are the two key elements that they're bringing into dioceses, or renewing dioceses in this. Of course, it's happening in dioceses. I mean, people are receiving the Lord properly and adoring the Lord in the Holy Eucharist. But this ministry really just kind of intensifies things there. And as I was thinking, we always pray to facilitate the ministries that we're interviewing and the people that we're interviewing. So I prayed about that last night before I went to bed. Who are these ladies that are going to be on? What's this ministry about? And I felt like I woke up this morning and just like the Lord said, this ministry helps people to see. It helps our people to see. Because there are many I didn't see as a young boy. I didn't really understand the Holy Eucharist the way I needed to. I wasn't praying the Rosary. And to have an intensification in your diocese of 7 days, because that's what they do, 7 days of ongoing Eucharistic adoration in a parish, or a number of parishes participating, and every hour on the hour praying the Rosary. There could be other elements as well that they're going to share about. But to do that, some are already doing that, but just kind of, it helps people to see. Maybe somebody will understand. This is the real presence of Jesus. This peace that I find, it's really Him, and just to work a work of renewal, and that's what their ministry is about.
And I think that's ongoing instruction in our lives, and I think that's one of the beautiful things about EWTN and how EWTN catechizes the church, because so many people, even in the church, grew up cradle Catholics, maybe casually receiving the Lord, doing it as just an act to do on a Sunday, but not encountering the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. And so it really is an opportunity to be instructed, to have the veil lifted, is to say, oh my goodness, I have not received that way, and I need to be better at my reception of Jesus.
RosaryCongressUSA.org, RosaryCongressUSA.org. You're going to hear more about this great ministry, and maybe you'll want it in your diocese, in your parish, in your city. We'll be right back. Plenty more to come. God's renewing His church and bringing awakening to the world. Don't go away.
Welcome back. Well, you are at home with Jim and Joy, and today I bring to you these two lovely ladies, Kristen Bird and Peggy Jones, and they are with the Diocesan Rosary Congresses. You could go to their website, rosarycongressusa.org, and they're going to tell us all about this beautiful ministry. Now, we have Peggy Jones with us and Kristen Bird, and you ladies, I want you to tell our family a little bit about yourselves, personal lives. So Peggy, let's start with you.
Hey, I'm Peggy Jones. I'm originally from Baltimore, but we moved about 5 years ago to Hopedale, Ohio, which is in the Steubenville Diocese. My husband John and I have been married 27 years, and we have 8 children.
Oh, beautiful. Praise the Lord.
Wonderful.
We also homeschool those children. Only 5 are left at home.
Well, good. Bless your heart. Well, thank you. Thank you for your beautiful yes to motherhood and your beautiful family. Kristen, tell us a little bit about you.
So I'm Kristen Bird. I am in the Baltimore Archdiocese. I have been married this month 38 years to my husband, Rick. We have 3 children. We have 2 grandchildren, and life's exciting. I've been regular schooler, homeschooler, and now my son's back in another school. So
wow. Well, good. Well,
I'm sitting here thinking about the Rosary Congresses and about those that are involved and those that we're going to call to be involved. And I guess that you're already busy is not an excuse for not being involved, because you both are really like busy, so you can't be like, well, when I have more time, I might do this sometime. So you got full lives, and somehow you're doing these Rosary Congresses. But tell us a bit, just right off the top, what is a Diocesan Rosary Congress? What does that mean? What is it about? Tell us.
So a Rosary Congress really is 7 intensive days of prayer before the Blessed Sacrament. So day and night before the Blessed Sacrament, we pray an hourly rosary on the hour, and it's prayed aloud because we bring the church together for this 1 week of really intensive prayer, and we're praying as a church for reparation, for peace, to repair our church, to repair our families, to repair our country. And we know that Our Lady's asked for these things. And it's really a direct response to that. And as you've alluded to before, Jim, that these are things we already have. Right. We're just building on this in this 1 intensive week.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
How did you get involved? Like, you were minding your own business, and then what happened? Why did this really touch your heart, where you said, this is something that I need to get involved with?
Well, I'll try to make a long story short, but back in 1988, I was working for a quadriplegic who, John Downs is his name, my husband's uncle, who had heard of the Rosary Congress from a man from Poland, Anatol Kaziuk, who brought the Rosary Congress here. And they had the Rosary Congress for 7 years at the Basilica of the National Shrine in DC, from 1988 to about 1995. So I worked for him for about 3 years. I was the secretary, and I got married, and we've raised our children. And over the last 6 years, I've been trying to do an adoration hour before the Blessed Sacrament daily. And I just feel like from the fruit of that, I kept hearing the Lord, call me, tell me how much He loves me, and I would say, what can I do for you? And the Rosary Congress, the work that I did for John Downs, came back to me, wow, this was such a powerful thing. It changed my life, it changed my friends' lives. Why can't we do that now? So I started doing research, and I found that in New Orleans, Louisiana, they had done a Rosary Congress from 1990. They took the program from DC, took it to New Orleans from 1990 until the present day. They've been doing a Rosary Congress every year. They are the only place in the United States that has done it for now 29 years. Fort Worth, Texas had it for about 20 years, but then they weren't able to carry it on. So I called down there. I said, hey, what are you guys doing? How do you keep this going? And so I went down there, interviewed all the people who were involved with doing that program, and wrote it all down, got a website up. Kristin here and a number of other people said, hey, I want to do that. And so we started to do it around the country for the 2017, the 100th anniversary of Our Lady of Fatima. I believe Our Lady opened the door to let this Rosary Congress get a good start in our country. And so Kristin is being really helpful in carrying that on.
Okay.
So that's how I got started.
And how did you get involved?
Peggy called me up one time and said, hey, I want to email you a PowerPoint that I've put together about the Siege of Jericho and what this could look like. And I want you to look over it and pray about it and let me know if you think you want to be involved with it. And I'm looking, I'm like, yes, yes, I can't say anything but yes. And so there we go.
Yeah, she was very encouraging in it. And from that point on, we've just been able to spread it.
Beautiful. So in New Orleans, they've had it for 29 years, nonstop. Every year they do it.
So when we say they have it, the Rosary Congresses, so that means at least once a year, there's this 7-day time.
Right.
Unpack it for me more, the actuality of this. Because there might be some people saying, well, we have ongoing Eucharistic adoration at our parish. So why do I want a Eucharistic Congress to come? I don't get it.
So New Orleans on the first Saturday of October is when they always plan their Rosary Congress. So we picked that up, and from October this year, from October 7th through October 13th is going to be the 2019 Rosary Congress. And then if you want to go ahead and.
So basically there's an opening mass. We need to start everything that with the ultimate form of worship of God. So we open with a mass and then immediately then go into perpetual Eucharistic adoration for the 7 days. And then the hourly rosaries prayed every hour on the hour. And then you would conclude with a mass, because the intentions then would be for reparation, for life, for peace. And the fact that we're praying aloud every hour is the opportunity to remind ourselves, this isn't just me and God. This is the church together. So even if I'm in that church with only one other person next to me, I'm still there representing the church. Just like, almost like Moses praying to God for the Israelites. It's the same thing. We come before God and we are praying for the people. So that's the very basic format. I know that in various dioceses you will have the opportunity to then have speakers come in. You will have special masses, confessions. Various ministries will become involved and maybe take a part of the shifts that you would cover certain hours, those kind of things. It's beautiful. I know in my own archdiocese we even had a Marian concert, and that was simply beautiful. The young man who is the rector, who is the in charge of the music there, he did a beautiful job and had a wonderful Marian concert one evening.
Now you've mentioned, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say that another great aspect of it is the Catholic schools take part, and so our Rosary Congress in Steubenville is right on the Catholic school campus, and so the elementary school comes and they take a number of hours in one day and say they lead the Rosary during the day, and then the high school, every high school student has been at that Rosary Congress for the last 2 years.
Beautiful.
What is the minimum amount of people that you need to pull this off? I'm sure you're going for the max, right? But if someone's looking at it and going, gosh, I don't, what is the least amount of people? Like you said, you could be doing adoration and there's just 2 people in there. So what is the minimum amount of people to pull off a whole week event?
Well, if you were to have, you figure in a week, there are 168 hours, so you would need 2 people on every hour. Now you have to take into consideration, are you going to have masses? Because then you would repose the Blessed Sacrament during that time. Are you going to have speakers? You would repose the Blessed Sacrament. So there's a coordination of your schedule and the people that would be needed. But ideally, you would put together a team of friends that would work together to work with the local parish, and then they would encourage other friends, because you know friends that I don't know, and we're going to ask friends, hey, can you help me with 6 hours of this week and just help me to get people in on your 6 hours? And we call those people shift captains. And so when we break it down like that, it's so manageable that people are like, oh, I can do that. It really helps to bring upon them a sense of peace, that it's not so overwhelming.
So those 4 people would be responsible for 24 hours?
No, those people, go ahead.
Well, so the way we do it is we have about 4 people helping. We have 1 person in charge of overseeing the entire Rosary Congress. We have 1 person in charge of making sure all the adoration hours are covered. Under that person, she has 24 people. Each person takes 6 hours. They recruit 6 people for their 6 hours. That's how we cover our 24/7 adoration. Then we have a person who organizes 2 processions, 1 Marian procession and 1 Eucharistic procession. So she only organizes those processions. Then we have another person who organizes the Mass. That person works closely with the deacon in our diocese, because he deals with the priests who will say the special Masses, and she takes care of getting the lectors and the servers and those sorts of things. And so by doing that, the work is broken down.
Right. It's a shared workload
That's
as
right.
opposed to seeing a tsunami come at you and going, no, I can't do this. This is impossible.
That's right.
Yeah.
We need to unpack this more fully, but you've mentioned Poland, that Poland was the place of origin for this around 1970.
1978, Pope John Paul II wanted to go to visit his homeland.
Right.
The communist government would not do it, wouldn't let him come freely. So he couldn't go. So there was a prayer group that received an inspiration from Our Lady, and she said, have a Rosary Congress, perpetual adoration, hourly rosary, special masses, confessions, processions. They organized quickly, May 1st through 7th in 1979, they held the very first Rosary Congress. On the very last day, the communist government miraculously lifted all of their restrictions. Pope John Paul II entered the country freely for 9 days. Those 9 days are attributed with changing the world.
Yes.
From that point on, that group of organizers decided to take it outside the country. And Anatol Kazuka mentioned him. He was a member of the Legion of Mary. He went to different countries, and he came to the United States in 1988. And so that's how it came here.
Beautiful.
And so it really, the phrase that keeps coming to me is that the gates of hell will not prevail against the church. And so you are, in a sense, pushy women. You're pushing up against the gates of hell, and that's what they were doing in Poland. Because I think it's about, I guess that can be interpreted a number of ways in terms of the gates of hell will not prevail. Sometimes we see the gates of hell coming like after the church, but I think of the church pursuing the gates of hell and pushing on them. That if we push on them through prayer, through intercession, through Eucharistic adoration, through receiving the Lord properly, through praying intentionally, the Rosary, we're pushing. And when the church is on the offensive, it will begin to knock down those walls.
Save souls.
But that's what happened in Poland. I mean, that
exactly.
week, opened things up somehow, some way, after all those years, and of course led to the fall of communism. And John Paul went in there, and I mean, it was just like unbelievable, the fissures in communism and what took place. And then you even go further back with the Siege of Jericho. So explain to us again why the Siege of Jericho, because I think it's very similar. It's pushing up against the gates of Jericho.
Well, in Poland, the bishop there actually asked them not to use the word Congress. They thought that was a little bit antagonistic with the government. They didn't want any problems there, and so they renamed it, if you will, in Poland, Siege of Jericho. And to this day, I'm familiar with some, locally to me, some Polish nuns, and if I say Rosary Congress, they're like, I think I've heard of that, but if I say Siege of Jericho, they're on it. They know what I'm talking about. And so, but when they brought it here, they did call it a Rosary Congress, but that is its history. It comes from that. But it very much represents the Israelites circling the Jericho in prayer with the ark.
Right.
And what are they doing? They're praising God and they're worshiping Him.
The ark, right?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. I mean, it's the same deal. For 7 days and 7 nights, we will be praying before the Blessed Sacrament, the bread from heaven. With our mother, the ark, the new ark. I don't know how much better it gets than that. And we know that Our Lady said that the Rosary is a spiritual weapon, and that's what we're supposed to use.
What are some of the fruits that you've already seen in your own dioceses or other places?
Well, I know I come from the Archdiocese of Baltimore, like I mentioned, and in 17, when we had the first Rosary Congress in the Basilica anyway, Baltimore is known for violent crime. And I know, speaking with the rector there, Father Bork, he was just so delighted. He was watching the news and there was no violent crime for the first several days of that. He was just so excited about that, because I can tell you, for
there was no violent crime?
No, yeah, so for Father Bork and Archbishop Laurie, that was very near and dear to their hearts, praying for the city. And so to see that was so spectacular, so temporal. You're seeing the temporal effects of these spiritual things that we're doing. And I know that in particular, when Father Borg took it to the parish council for him within his, within the church part of the Basilica, they were like, they weren't so sure about holding this Rosary Congress. And he said, no, we're going to do it. He said, but you're not going to get people here in the city. It's dangerous and whatnot. And they packed the Basilica. We brought children. We've packed it with children. It's been beautiful, and so Archbishop Lori's already booked his masses for this year and next year. He's like, yes, I want to be a part of this.
Well, let's just pause at this point. We're going to carry you over to the next segment. It's Rosary Congress USA.org, bearing wonderful fruit wherever it goes. We'll be right back. Plenty more to come. Please don't go away.
Welcome back. Well, we're here visiting today with Kristen Bird and Peggy Jones of the Diocesan Rosary Congresses. Before we continue our discussion, we're going to hear from Catherine Hadro, who is the beautiful host of EWTN Pro-Life Weekly. Now, Catherine, we hear a governor is joining the show this week. Tell us about it.
Hi, Jim and Joy. Yes, we will. We always enjoy speaking to Kentucky Governor Matt Bevin. As governors in Wisconsin and North Carolina reject efforts to pass Born Alive legislation, Governor Bevin will join us to discuss efforts to protect life at the state level. Pro-life governors are so important. We'll also highlight a very special group of pro-life pregnancy centers. We'll tell you all about their compassionate approach to helping women and families facing an unplanned pregnancy. They even just received a major award for their work. And as always, we'll be on top of the latest pro-life news and issues. It's so important we stay informed on the latest with pro-life legislation here in Washington. Which brings me to our call to action reminder. If you go to prolifeweekly.com, you will find our latest call to action. This is what you can do this week to get involved and to advance the pro-life cause. Go ahead and go to prolifeweekly.com to take action now and make a difference. You can catch all of this and more on EWTN Pro-Life Weekly at 10 p.m. Eastern on Thursday and again on Sunday at 10 a.m. I hope to see you all there, but for now, back to you at home.
Catherine, thank you so much for all that you're doing to keep the pro-life movement front and center. In sight, in mind, out of sight, out of mind. You keep it right front and center. Thank you so much. Ladies, the Diocesan Rosary Congresses, where do you see this going? What are you calling people to? How can people be involved? Share with us.
Well, I just want to say that it seems overwhelming to do 7 days and nights of perpetual adoration and to have someone there leading the rosary at the top of every hour. But my children would tell you, if my mom can do it, you can do it. And the point in that is, when you say yes to Our Lady, she does the work for you. There are so many of us out there who want to do something beautiful for God. And all we have to do is ask them, will you help me? Most likely they will say yes. You can do it.
Yeah, so it's such an overwhelming task. You had to be committed, right? And you give your whole heart to say, Our Lady, yes, I want to do this. But then he sends you helpers along the way. So people like, you know, beautiful Kristin come alongside you and say, well, we can do this. How can we? You know, everyone brings their gifts and their talents as to what they can and cannot do. But then it's just a matter of showing up.
That's the beauty of it, really. I mean, that's exactly right. You ask Our Lady to guide you through this, and she will. And like you said, everybody has their gifts and talents, and when we put them at the foot of our Lord, He will make use of them, and He'll show us where to use them.
Well, ladies, thank you so much for advancing this most important work, and we look forward to sharing more on Friday with you, unpacking this more fully, and inviting our viewing audience to be encouraged, family. Be encouraged that the Lord is in our dioceses. He's increasing our awareness of the greatness of Holy Eucharist. He's answering the prayers of the Most Holy Rosary. It's Rosary Congress, USA.org. All together we will build a new culture of life, marriage, family, and peace. The Immaculate Heart of Mary, the Sacred Heart of Jesus will prevail. Keep it on EWTN, and you're always at home with Jim and Joy. Bye now.